it's Rachel and today I'm filming charm update number 21 for you. So I guess I'll just get straight into showing you all the charms that I've made since my last charm update. So I'll start off with the bigger creations first and then move on to the smaller charms. So this first one is a figurine I made to celebrate reaching 60,000 followers on Instagram. This figurine is Rilakkuma themed and it features Rilakkuma and Krillakkuma sitting on top of a very sparkly, glittery planet, and it's inspired by like the space themed Rilakkuma series by SanX. And on the ring of the planet it's just got 60,000 written in purple clay, and there's also a little star next to it. And if you can see here, Krillakkuma is also holding a very small star. Then after the 60,000 figurine, I decided to make a 70,000 figurine because I was really behind on making my Instagram follower figurines. So this figurine is kind of spring inspired, and it has this interactive fawn which has a little spot where it can stand on the base, and it just comes out like that. And then on the rest of the figurine it has 70,000 written in, it's meant to be like rocks. Then it has some little flowers, some mushrooms, some clovers, and then I just put a bunch of gold micro marbles around the base as well, just to make it look super pretty. So that's that one. And then currently the last Instagram follower figurine I've made is this 80,000 one, which features Pikachu sitting on top of a Pokeball that has 80,000 written across it, and Pikachu's kind of perched up there, and he's also playing a little game of Pokemon Go, if you can see that, on his phone. So this is what it looks like. Thing I've made is this little miniature tree that I have a tutorial on. I released it not very long ago actually. So it's all made out of clay except for like the branches of the tree, where I used an actual stick or like twig, whichever you like to call it, and pretty much based it around that, added all the little leaves and berries, and then put it in a little clay pot. As any charms that I mentioned I have a tutorial on, I'll leave a link down in the description box for you to check out as well. This next creation I also have a tutorial on, and it's my cookie jar kitty bottle charm, even though this one's not a charm. So this one it's a glass bottle filled with little choc chip cookies, and then I've got this cat hanging off the side, just, I don't know, trying to get the cookies. I don't know if you can see its face through there, but yeah, I'll leave a link to that one in the description box as well. Another thing I also have a tutorial on is this pink berry ombre cake, and it just looks like this. So I've got the larger cake, and then I also have this smaller plate which has the slice cut out of it, and then on the side here of the plate it also has a strawberry and some drizzle, and then the plate as well is also like a little miniature dollhouse plate. I didn't actually make that one, so that's that piece. Then lately I've also been trying to practice making some chibis, because I've never really been confident enough, because I hadn't really developed a style, so I kind of avoided them. This was the first one I made. It's a little forest chibi girl. So I'm really happy with how this style turned out. It's kind of simple, yeah, well, I guess it's simple, but there's also the possibility to add lots of different features as well. So this forest girl, she has green eyes. Oh, the face is painted on as well too, and I used some chalk pastels to dust on the pink cheeks there. She has a little leaf skirt on, and then her hair at the back is tied up with some berries and leaves, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Then, because I was finally happy with my chibi making, I decided to make some YouTubers. So the first pair I have here is Dan and Phil, or Dan is Not on Fire and Amazing Phil. I actually made these while I was straight after I bought the tickets to Tatanoff, because I was super excited, so I thought, why not make a Dan and Phil chibi. So this one's my Dan chibi, and again the face is painted on, and he's wearing his Eclipse shirt, and this is what he looks like all the way around. And then I have Phil, and this is what he looks like. So yeah, I'm super happy with how those two turned out. And then the other chibis I've currently made are YouTube couple Alfie and Zoe, or aka Pointless Blog and Zoella. So once again, really happy with how they turned out. This is Alfie wearing like a little hoodie. It's meant to kind of be like one of his PB merchandise, but I never put on the little PB. So that's that one. And then this is Zoe. For her hair, I actually managed to do a Skinner blend to make it like ombre, which I'm really happy about because usually whenever I try to do them, I fail really badly. The next things I have are just the little swatches I've made from my DIY clay tutorials. So here you have the Galaxy clay and then my homemade granite clay, and then to go along with that, I've just got a little Galaxy star as well. Next, I just have a few cupcakes to show you. So this first one is when I was trying out the glass sprinkles that were sent to me. I also made a video on that one. This next one here is a little spring themed cupcake, and in the icing it has some daisies and some leaves. And then this last one I have here is inspired by a drawing Mel did on Instagram, where she kind of like challenged a bunch of crafters to turn one of her drawings of a mermaid kitty cupcake into like a clay charm. So that's what I did. And then the tails on the back here. Then I have a bunch of Nico Atsume figurines, which are all from tutorials. So here's the first one. I made Snowball. Then I made, I think it was Misty on a cushion. So that's that one. Then I made Shadow with a ball of yarn. And then my other one is a Tubbs figurine, and I also have like the little bowl of food that he's eaten as well. Other Nico Atsume things I have are like all the little Tsum Tsums I made. So I'll show you those individually. Here I have Snowball. There's Pumpkin, Pepper, Socks, Sunny, a very chubby little Tubbs, Ganache, Spooky, Misty, and lastly Ginger. I then have some very simple spring inspired creations. So I have these two flowers. This one's like a kawaii sunflower, then a kawaii daisy, and then here I also have a little leaf, and this was using the Martha Stewart mold. I then have this tiny little cup of tea with a little tea bag hanging out the side, and it has a love heart, and then the tea inside I made using Fimo liquid deco gel and some chalk pastels to colour it. Then I have these two crystals. This one's just a plain pink one, but it's kind of like ombre, so light to dark at the bottom. And then this one's kind of like a forest inspired crystal. It's wooden, and then it has some vines wrapped around it as well. This charm here is a Holiday Baymax inspired charm, and he's got a little flower on his head, and then he's holding a pink lemonade. I have this glittery rainbow balloon, and the string is a ball chain, and I coloured this clay. It was translucent, and I just added a bunch of glitter and some chalk pastels to make it all pretty. I then have this kawaii choc caramel frappe charm. This kawaii ice cream cone stack, and it's just got chocolate, strawberry and vanilla, and they all have different little faces. Then on top it's got some drizzle, sprinkles and a cherry, and of course the waffle cone at the bottom, which is all textured and shaded. I then have two kawaii Polaroid camera charms. I have this pastel pink one and then a mint one, and then on the back they're just plain. Then for one of the collaboration accounts I'm in on Instagram, the theme was celebration or party, something along those lines. So I decided to make a party Pikachu sitting on a present, and he's also got a little party hat on. I then have this simple kawaii sun charm, which I have a tutorial on, and this was a collaboration with the Tea Party collab where we each made a summer themed tutorial. I have this giraffe head, which was inspired by someone on Etsy, but I can't remember the name right now, so I'll put it on the screen. Then there's this simple Power Up Mario mushroom. I have some little sakura flowers, and these were inspired by Leanne or the Crafty Little Ninja. I have this cubed pineapple charm, which I have a tutorial on after you guys requested it quite a lot after seeing it in my remake tag number 2. Next I have like a whole bunch of dolphin charms to show you, so I'll do them all individually as well. This first one here is the one I made a tutorial on, which you can find the link down in the description box too. And the colour I made using this dolphin was Blue Ice Quartz by Fimo, and then I also added in a little bit of pastel blue as well, just to darken the colour slightly. This next one's a blue glittery one where I added a bunch of glitter to some translucent clay. I also had the same sort of thing again, but a pink glittery one. And again, except this one's a purple and silver glittery one. I then have another little plain dolphin, and this one was made using the colour Blue Agate by Fimo. Then I have another blue glittery one, except this one's got like a little beach scene on top, so it's got some of my handmade polymer clay sand, which you can find a tutorial on. It's got a starfish and then just a few little shells. I have a rainbow swirl one. There's also another swirly one inspired by fairy floss or cotton candy. I have this white pearl coloured one, and on top it has like a little sakura theme with some branches, the flowers, and then some micro marbles as well. Then there's this white glittery dolphin which has some crystals on its back, and they were made using Rose Quartz by Fimo, and I shaded the top of the crystals with a chalk pastel to make them have a sort of ombre effect. Then the last dolphin I have isn't quite finished, but it's this galaxy inspired dolphin, so it's just a dark blue pearl and it's got some stars on its back. I also plan on drawing some like constellations with paint, but I haven't quite got around to it yet. Then finally, going along with the dolphins, I also made this orca, which I'm not quite happy with like the shape of its head, so I might try and make another one, but just while I was making dolphins I just, you know, extended the body and made an orca pretty much. Next I just have a few different macarons to show you. This first one's a plain pink one, and I have a tutorial on this one. Then there's a kawaii party or confetti macaron. I have this kissy emoji macaron, which I also have a tutorial on. And then finally I have this one, which isn't quite a macaron, but it kind of is. I believe it's called a macarona, which is a cross between a macaron and a donut. Apparently they're like a new big thing that started this year, so I just decided to make a kawaii version. Next there's the 3 kawaii cactuses or cacti from my tutorial. So here's the first one. This one was the second design. And then finally this little one. I then have this little flower plushie inspired charm, and it's just a super simple like little flat back design, and you can see that I've created like the little stitch marks with my needle tool all the way around to make it look like a plushie. I then have this bunny fairy design, which is really random, but oh well. I was mainly just trying out my new clay, which is Rose Quartz by Fimo, for the wings, and then yeah, I also added a little crown with some berries and leaves on it. Next I have these 2 strawberries. So this one here is the one I made my tutorial on, and then this is just another different design as well. Then I forgot to show you, but using up the extra clay I had left over from making my flower plushie, I just decided to make this sort of little heart pendant. So it's meant to be on like a wooden base, and then it's just got layers of leaves and flowers over top. I was then just playing around with some gold clay, and I made this little golden rose piece, and it just has like a few different shades of gold throughout it. The next thing I have is just this little really random owl charm, which looks like this. And then the very last charm I have to show you for charm update number 21 is my Easter egg turtle charm, which I made a tutorial on when it was Easter time back in like March or April. That's everything for this charm update. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!